morning from Shalom Acres. We're out here today looking at our broccoli. We've put in quite a few plants, and it's just amazing to see really that it's still alive. So I'm starting to feel more comfortable that putting hay down has been really good for our ground. You know, we wish we had wood chips and other things, but hay's the only thing that we've been able to have. So we'll come out here to our second patch of broccoli, and I think the heads on it are big enough that we can start harvesting. And overall, feeling really blessed by it. I mean, here's some of the, I think they're called crowns, some of the, you know, so this one's about as big as my hand. Come over here and, you know, it's a little bit bigger than my hand. But what we're looking for is, so when you have the broccoli, when it first starts, let me see if I can find one that when it first starts. Yeah, like right here, here's one that's just coming together. You can see all the pieces on it are really, really close together. And as they start to grow and fuel, what happens is, you know, it starts to enlarge the head. And as it enlarges the head, it starts to increase the size of what eventually, these are little flower petals. So if you continue to let this grow, this essentially just turns into, I believe it's a bunch of yellow flowers. It's been a few years since I've seen them, but typically that's what happens. So right now is about the perfect time to harvest. Looks like from what I can see here, you know, we're gonna get 9 or 10 of them this morning, and then we're not going to do anything special to them. We're just going to cut them up small, and then keep them in the freezer. So I'm just going to come in here with a knife. Yeah, just come in here with a knife and just cut them off. And what we'll do is, because these are a cold weather crop, they can take a little bit of frost and freeze. We'll see if they make it through to get us a few more small little crowns on top. I don't know if there'll be enough growing season left for that, but hopefully. And we'll just continue to harvest little pieces, because what'll happen is, just like this one right here that's starting to come off, this little piece, let me pull this off. If you keep this in the ground, you know, little pieces like this will start to grow off of this head. So a lot of people, you know, you take the time and energy to plant it, and then you just get your one harvest from it. You can actually get more than one harvest. It won't be another, you know, real large crown like this, but you will get multiple small crowns, which is perfect for lettuce. And if you got enough plants out and you do it every few weeks, you can actually continue to go ahead and keep more for the freezer. So you don't have to, you know, just let the plant die right away. You can just let it continue to grow, and you'll just continue to harvest from it. But again, like I said, it will be smaller quantities. So we'll see here. If you look over in here, we've got some Brussels sprouts that are starting to grow, looking pretty decent. Got some cabbage coming in, so hopefully we'll get a good fall harvest of cabbage. And it looks like we've got quite a bit of broccoli. So, and the nice part, again, I just want to reiterate, if you can get some kind of ground cover down, I'm not saying hay's the best, I'm not saying wood chips are the best, but in areas where we've had good ground cover, it's amazing. We really haven't had to do any weeding. We haven't weeded any of this year at all. And all we did this year was, after we put the ground cover down, we put the cardboard down and the ground cover over the top. It must be holding in moisture, because this whole time that we've when these plants have been in the ground, the broccoli, the Brussels sprouts, and the cabbage, we've had less than a half an inch of rain total over the last I think 9 or 10 weeks, and it's growing. I don't know how it's growing, but the Father obviously knows, and it's nice to see that we're getting a harvest from it. So we'll be with you in a second once I'm done harvesting them all, and we'll show you what our totals look like. Okay, we're back. We've harvested. We cut 11 crowns off. This is a 6-gallon bucket, and you know, it looks like we got about 2 gallons worth, but we'll pare that down even a little bit more because, you know, in a second here I'm going to come through and cut these off kind of a little bit shorter, and then we'll just keep the tops of the crowns. Like I said, we're just planning on freezing those, so hopefully we get a few quart bags and stretch them out through the winter. Be back with you in a second and show you the total harvest. Shalom. Okay, there we go. There's our final harvest. It's a pretty big bowl. You can see Rachel right behind in a comparison to kind of look at it. And I don't know. I have a feeling that'll fill up either, I don't know, probably 4 quart bags or maybe 2 gallon bags. So definitely a great harvest. Thanks for coming along with us on the harvest. Hope you're doing wonderful things on your homestead. Appreciate you subscribing, and thanks for sharing our channel. Shalom.
Okay, so after a little further reading, we found out that you can't just throw broccoli in the freezer. You have to blanch it for about 2 or 3 minutes. We're going to do that after this first step, which is we're soaking it right now in a brine solution to try to get rid of any worms. It's 4 teaspoons of salt to a gallon of water, and the worms are supposed to float up. We haven't seen a whole lot of worms. It has been pretty cold out. We've seen like a dozen. So I don't know how this is supposed to work though, because the broccoli's floating on the top. I don't know. We'll see, but we're supposed to leave it in here for 30 minutes and then blanch it. So I'll show you how we blanch it in a little bit. So thanks. Shalom. Okay, so I went through, I did not find a single worm floating, so I'm going to say that that was a fail. There's a little worm right there. He is dead, I believe. I haven't seen him move. I found one other good sized worm on there. I've just been going through each piece individually and inspecting it. I guess you can call me a wormophobe. Anyway, they're in the steamer right now. I don't know. Hold on. Okay, so I've steamed the broccoli for about 2 or 3 minutes, and now I'm just taking it out, and I'm going to put it in some ice water in the sink to stop the cooking process. And then I'm just going to go ahead and load it into the freezer bags. So I'll probably, if you wanted to freeze it into one big bag, I've heard to freeze it on a cookie sheet first in a single layer. That way they don't all stick together. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and do the portion sizes for what we need for each meal. So that's about it. We're learning as we go here. We've never done broccoli before, so we're really excited about the harvest we got. Won't last us all year or anything, but it's a good learning experience, and it looks delicious. So we can't wait to try it. Thanks, everybody. Shalom. I forgot to mention too, you're supposed to dry it really well before you freeze it. So I'm going to use the salad spinner here, and that should hopefully get most of the water off there. Probably wait till the ice melts a little more. So just wanted to throw that in there. Thanks.